Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
The Lodgecast Experience.
Warning, warning, dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
Looking for some hot takes on the Lodgecast. I need phone counting library rights. I want some hot takes in my eardrums. Watch out for salad dragons. These takes are coming in hot tonight. I want some hot takes. I need your hot takes.
Hello and welcome to a gasoline-fueled edition of Hot Takes. I'm Elijah Bester. With me, as always, is Brother Bishki.
Lady and gentlemen,
We have Furiosa Milster in the back,
So happy to be here.
and we got Brother Lucas.
mediocre.
So we went to see Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga.
Correct.
Is that what that is?
Correct.
Is that what the title?
Why not just call it Mad Max Furiosa?
Or why not just leave Mad Max out of it because he's not in it? I don't know.
Well, it kind of is. Anyway, before we get to it,
How do you get the protein as quick as possible into the bloodstream? A little schnapps.
Rotten Tomatoes. Snatched from the green place of many mothers, young Furiosa falls into the hands of a great biker horde led by warlord Dementus. Sweeping through the wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by Immortan Joe. As the two tyrants fight for dominance, Furiosa soon finds herself in a non-stop battle to make her way home. Period.
Nice. Okay. So, first and foremost, we are sad to report that this film is flopping pretty hard.
Really?
Pretty hard.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is the lowest opening since 1995's Casper. As in Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Why is it flopping?
Lowest Memorial Day open.
Milster,
Flop sweat.
you need to let us know why. I don't know why. I thought everybody wanted this.
Maybe like in 2017 we wanted it.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what
It
year
just
is
took
it
too
again?
long.
I forget. I don't
took-
know.
It took 10 years.
It's been 10 years, right? Like it was
Yeah.
20 or maybe 2015 was
Nine years?
Fury Road, 9
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
There's so many think pieces flying around right now about, oh, this is it. This is it. This is the nail in the coffin. Theaters are gone.
Yeah. And it's certainly the nail in the coffin for George Miller's career, I think.
I know.
Unfortunately, the madman.
He had another Mad Max thing planned, and that's gone now.
Up in a dust cloud.
So
But he is 79,
he is 79, but he's still wily.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Clearly.
clearly.
That just tells me that each and every second of this sacred
Yeah.
Lodgecast, we need to enjoy the
Yeah.
ones that we've
Soak
gone
it up.
to a movie theater.
Soak it up, fam. This
Soak
is
it
it.
up. This is one last
we
ride.
we are watching it just slowly die.
Final
like
summer,
The last
question mark?
dinosaur on
The
Earth.
wasteland.
The way before the wasteland of VOD only.
Man.
Anyway, we saw a movie,
In the Dolby Atmos.
In the Dolby.
God bless those speakers.
and there were so many people there on a Thursday night paying full freight or at least
Yeah.
A list. You know,
Yeah, it's not cheap ticket.
no, it was very loud. We were very reclined,
And the crowd seemed happy.
The crowd clapped at the end. They clapped for the newest Nicole Kidman remix, which is very odd.
Which
Now,
is
It's the third B-roll remix.
she walks in and she says, as a child,
When I was a girl.
When I was a girl.
something.
Growing up,
Growing
back in my
Can you do it with
homeland.
Aussie? When I was a girl. When I was a girl, I came to this place for magic. Something like that. And it's just the same thing, but just like mixed around a little bit.
Yeah.
Very strange. I still contend that they did a whole new one and tested it, and people violently rejected it.
Well, I would like to violently reject the new Dolby Atmos. Like, they got rid of the blacks have never been blacker.
I know.
Yes, the projector's
Yeah.
still
the
on.
projector's still
And now
on.
it's like this shilling B-roll fucking CinemaCon bullshit. Like, I'm some like ad person like considering, should I buy Dolby Atmos for my
It's
theater?
Jordan
Like,
Peele.
who
with-
gives a fuck about these guys shilling this
It's
shit?
Jordan Peele sincerely
already
talking
there.
about Atmos, and it's like, oh,
Bring back wasn't there one before that where it was like a World War II and there was
Yeah.
like a boxer?
Boxer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, what happened to that shit? Bring back
Yeah.
that shit. The guy spitting fire out. Bring that shit back.
Anyway, so the movie began, and we're not going to get too deep into it because, this is a hot take, hot as the desert.
Yeah.
But let's talk broadly, like what are our first impressions? Because I love Fury Road.
Who doesn't? I mean,
And my main
Oh my God.
concern with this was that it was going to be too CG augmented.
yes.
So what are we thinking on that front?
It looked like the volume. Like, the only thing that
Yeah.
might have been real was like the sand piles certain actors had to like lay on. But I was thinking
Right.
like if you just pulled back, it's like literally just an empty stage with maybe like a sand box
Yeah.
and like nothing but hundreds of LED monitors like
Yeah.
making that wall or that volume
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sort of what's
I
all
feel like
CG,
this
what's
movie
not,
didn't get
but-
greenlit until they were like, oh, we can do this. Like the
Right.
volume, like Mandalorian. There's
And-
no sets. There's like a couple props and a desk someone's sitting at.
And that's the double-edged sword with even bringing this up, because I don't think this could have gotten made unless he made some concessions to that. They're not going to be on location for all of it.
Right.
It's just not going to
9
happen.
months in Nambia.
But I do think that the central salad dragon of a chase is real. I got that same Fury Road tingle during that sequence with all the, I'm sure there was plenty of visual effects, but it just felt more real to me.
The first one when she was still in her mechanic attire. That one?
The one with the hang gliders,
Yeah, yeah.
all the aerial acrobatics. Like,
that was pretty good.
That to me rose to the level of Fury Road.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, I feel like kind of like I felt coming out of Dune 2. Now, Lucas, choke your rage for Dune 2 just for a moment. But Dune 2 was like, yeah, you like Dune 1? This is just more of it. You like Fury Road? Well, we're just going to expand it. It felt like a shortened, limited series of Mad Max to me. Like, it felt kind of like Mandalorian, actually.
Yeah,
You know?
narratively, it was just kind of all over the place.
Pretty loose.
Oh,
it's pretty
yeah.
Very
episodic.
loose.
It has these chapter selections like that he picked up from
Yeah.
1,000 Years of Longing or whatever the fuck it was.
Bishki's
My
favorite.
favorite.
And I'm scratching my head for the first like 40, 50
Oh my
minutes
God.
going, where the fuck is Anya
Yeah.
Correct. That
Taylor
was-
Joy? I was
that
like, I
was
don't
what I was gonna say.
understand what
She
is
doesn't
going
show up
on.
for a long
And then when she
time.
shows up, it's like, it's almost like you blink and you're not sure if it's still the little girl or not. Because like
Correct.
Anya Taylor-Joy looks like she's 15. So
Yeah.
it kind of felt like it should have been Anya Taylor-Joy in the first half and then actually Charlize Theron in the second half.
Right.
But I guess-
think Charlize is done.
I
with
guess she
this.
was like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm
Was
not
there,
doing this
was there a
anymore.
flash of Charlize at the end there? I thought I saw
There were
it.
a lot of flashes.
Yeah.
But I think Anya Taylor-Joy does a good Charlize by way of Sharon Stone vocal impression. Like, it's very, guttural and like kind of like this.
I thought they were dubbing Charlize over her for a while.
It
but-
felt like it.
Yeah.
You can tell she really studied it.
yeah.
And she also has been talking to the press about this movie, and she's like, that was the most difficult thing I've ever done. And they asked for more details, and she like bristled, and she's like, talk to me about it in 20 years. In 20 years, I'll tell you what it was like.
Interesting.
Very strange. But you weren't in half the movie, so you could have been in the
Yeah.
whole movie, and that would have been even worse for you. Anyway, it's weird that she does come in halfway through. This movie is not in a hurry at all.
No.
And that also is a strange feeling because the Fury Road is the definition of propulsive, nonstop, like move. This doesn't have that vibe.
And considering that it's just pretty much a simple revenge tale,
Right.
like it's got to have that drive.
Right. And it doesn't really.
Yeah.
Again, it's like it's Mandalorian style. It's like they get in a skirmish and, the heroes or the bad guy escapes into the dust, fade to black. That's an episode of Mandalorian. Mandalorian gets into a skirmish trying to deliver something to somebody or go collect something from somebody. He gets away, Grogu smiles and gurgles, and that's the end. There's like 5 of those in this movie. It wreaks strange havoc on the pacing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels contrived a lot of times too, where just like, for instance, when she goes from hostage child bride wife to like, oh, she's working as a boy with like all the other dudes. Like, I don't know if I buy that.
In
like,
close ass quarters.
and she looks all bony and bird-like, and they're like, "Come on, boy! Like
He's a scrawny
He's
boy."
mute." And I'm just like, I don't know about this. And then it kept building from there with certain things, where I was just like, man, it kind of felt more like Chris Hemsworth's movie.
Right. Well,
And his
okay.
nose was so distracting, and his fake beard and his fake hair. I was just like, this is not keeping me in it. Like,
Listen.
I'm only distracted.
Let's talk about Hemsworth, okay? I think he's an enormously engaging and charming performer. I'm not alone. A lot of people think that. Is he miscast in this?
Yes.
Because
He's too pretty,
I
right?
didn't want, no matter what he did that was bad, I didn't necessarily want him to die.
No, he was like a bit of a gentle
And that's
villain.
I get that by the end with the whole ending sequence, like that's part of the point, is like he's gone through shit too, and out on the wasteland, like everybody's just kind of fucked and fucked up. But the whole time, again, Bishki, yes, it's at its heart a simple revenge tale, and I don't really want her to get him. Like, I'm like, it's fine.
Well-
like, I don't.
And the way, I mean, I don't know if we can jump to the ending. It's hot take,
hot take.
but the way it's drawn out in the ending, in terms of her finally getting revenge on him,
Yeah.
it just takes too long.
Even the revenge is murky though, because it's like
Right.
she was a child for too long. I mean, actually, I honestly was kind of never bored. There was one section where I was bored. So I will say the time kind of flew by for me.
Okay.
But like,
And you notoriously do not care for car daring do.
I don't. But like, the problem with the revenge tale was even as when she was a kid,
Yeah.
it seemed like she was like had that what do you call it when you are like cool with your kidnapper?
Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah, in a way,
Yeah.
it seemed like she had Stockholm syndrome because she
Yeah.
wasn't really like trying to kill him or whatever, and he kind of saved her life. And then there was that weird child bride thing, and then
Right.
the revenge was not cut and dried clear.
No.
It kind of wavered and went
Well-
in waves.
Well, also, it's 2024, and this group of wasteland maniacs takes in this girl and like just kind of leaves her alone,
I know,
which
I know.
is not how it went down in the Road Warrior.
No,
You know.
definitely not.
So that's part of
Or
it
Mad
too,
Max
where it's
1.
like, I'm not requesting a more brutal motion picture necessarily, but he is like protect her. He does kill her mother, but I don't know. Like, I'm not burning with rage with Furiosa to get him, and she doesn't really seem like she's in a huge hurry to do it either.
No.
So I don't really care. And she's working for and with Immortan Joe, which I get. She's in a tough spot and she's negotiating between these two warlords. And I get that that's the story being told, but there's something not satisfying about that. And there's something, like you said, murky about that, which makes it so you can't be full-fledged fuck yeah the whole time, you know?
I mean, I'm just like, well, did she forgive him? I guess. And then I guess it got reinvigorated when he kind of killed her dude. But
Right.
like, that whole section was also weird. That was the section where I got bored.
And they didn't give us finality on the dude.
No, they didn't. But like,
so
what
he could come back. Who knows?
like I didn't understand it, and I thought this was kind of the slow part of the film, where so they take their truck,
yeah.
and I guess was
Yeah.
it all a ruse? Like was the guy, were they saying that his hordes were divided when they really weren't, and that was the ruse.
Well, this
is what I
which
didn't
time?
understand.
This happened like 4 times.
Well, so the first time that the truck got attacked, and they
Yes.
were like, Dementus is a bad ruler. Like,
Yeah.
all of his
Yeah.
tribes are divided.
Yeah.
But then, as it turned out, he was trying to get everybody to go and take over
Yes.
the Citadel. So was that all just a ruse? That's what I wondered.
Right.
Because, like, they go there, his place is in chaos, and then he's like, 3 days, meet me at the
Yeah, that
bullet
got real
town.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, so that's his request. So then they go to Bullet Town,
Yeah.
and then he tries to kill them at Bullet Town.
Yeah.
Right.
Why? I'm
I-
so confused.
I feel like I think he was going to kill them at Bullet Town to commandeer their war rig to
Yes.
drive back to the Citadel
And
to
take
pretend
it over.
to pretend to be that. I don't know. Like, yeah, but that was to agree. The most confusing part for me is another contrivance where it's like, oh, somehow the pretty driver like knows something's amiss, so he sends Furiosa like at the rear, and sure enough, it's a miss. And I'm
Yeah,
like, well, why
knew.
the fuck? Yeah, like what? Then
why drive into it?
Why drive into it? I'm like,
Well,
this is so confusing and contrived.
It was so contrived, but I thought he did that because their plan was to leave together. He and Furiosa were going to leave.
Listen,
Right.
I don't
It
think
was
we're.
all
And then
I
she
don't think we're going to get to the
whispered.
bottom of this.
Yeah.
She whispered something to him when I'm like, oh, this is going to pay off. And then nope, they just dragged him to his death and the dogs ate him. And
They
I'm like,
sure
then
did.
what did she whisper to him?
Yeah,
Like-
I know, Lucas.
like,
I thought
I love you or something.
Do you think?
know.
Yeah.
Do you think
No.
they needed an intimacy coordinator for all the forehead touching that they did?
on
Yeah.
this,
Because
at this level,
It's pretty
for sure.
intimate.
For sure.
But yeah, no, there are head scratching narrative moments.
Then they didn't need to be.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
It didn't need to.
It was like,
Dear listener, the runtime is 2 hours and 1/2 of 1 hour.
Yeah.
That's
That's a long time.
a long time for not a lot of plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they
Furiosa doesn't
had-
talk much.
they had plot like that
They
they
did.
could have used,
But they didn't
it was like-
utilize it.
No, they didn't. And then after the Bullet Town, where they tried to kill them, then they get out, and then he chases them.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like he was like, I know there's a map on her arm, and I'm gonna
Right,
find
yeah.
Greentown. Like,
People cared about the map on her arm very
That-
casually
well,
and passingly.
But that was like another contrivance where it's like the mom's killing people so they don't know where it is, and the first thing her daughter does is tat it on her
I know.
arm. And I'm
On her
like, what are you
arm.
doing?
You're disrespecting your mother.
Good Lord.
Throw your questions away. George Miller would respond, this is visual storytelling. This
That's
is
true.
pure
It is
visual
pure cinema.
excitement. And visually, you have to give it props.
Yes, absolutely.
It is singular vision.
Yeah.
Jigs almost.
Jigs. But, it's kind of hideous. I can understand maybe that's part
It's
of
garish.
What's
It's
keeping people
overly-
away?
Maybe that's
overly
what
lit.
that's what keeps some people
It is
away.
overly
Like
lit.
I will say there is a sheen of cleanliness, digital cleanliness within the dirt this
Yeah.
time around. Lucas, you are right.
even
It
the costumes were a little too shiny.
it does
clean.
feel a little clean,
Mm-hmm.
which is not. It's not.
It's not Mad Maxy.
It's not helping. You know, it's not helping the world. But when George Miller's gone and he's not making movies anymore, which he might not make anymore after this again because it's flopping, but it's like let's appreciate what we do have while he's
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
No,
and,
love and light.
there were images in this that were just,
Right.
pretty amazing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I will say, I thought she did a great job. Like, honestly,
Sure.
she didn't really have much to do plot wise.
Other than just act like Charlize Theron did in the other movie.
It was like, what was she even doing that was like so, she had nothing to do, but she was in it and
She's
she
in it.
was selling it and her
Yeah.
eyes were selling it.
That is why
I
she is
mean-
cast in every single movie. She's in every movie now. You have to put her in because she has gigantic eyes that it seems like you can turn a dial and they get watery at the drop of a hat at all times.
Yeah.
That's probably why she was having so much trouble in this movie because she's just like
The eyes-
trying to imbue her character with something
Yeah, because
through her
I
eyes.
think so.
Yeah, there was a great moment where she saved her bow and she was like telling him the plan and she was like very like holding it together and I
Yeah.
was like, oh wow, like that's some emotion. That's great. And it was
Yeah.
like all in the eyes.
It's all in the fucking eyes. I mean, yeah, she did what she could.
Now, can I ask a question about the end? Was that supposed to be the tag? Can we just jump there? Or
We've been jumping.
yeah, okay.
yeah.
So at the very end, she like takes the ladies,
Yes,
the wives.
that's the beginning of Fury Road. pretty
Okay,
much.
so that was what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to link
Yeah.
up, but I was confused because I thought she was a young Charlize, but no, she's kind of supposed to be.
She's supposed to be Charlize by that point.
I see.
And that's why they do show Mad Max briefly from behind. I mean, I'm sure it's not, what's his name?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
But they show him looking down at like
What's going on?
what's going on down there.
So
And
that's when I saw that, it made me think like, oh, I guess she should be older now.
Right,
That's like
but
his
she's
way of-
not.
Right, that's it. Their way of signaling to us like that time has passed.
Time has passed, yes.
Mm.
So, I mean, really, this movie just makes me want to watch Fury Road again. That's what it
Yeah.
That's what it mainly
Me
makes
too.
me
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah, I didn't watch it in advance of this, and now I'm like, okay.
I
Yeah.
ran
Yeah.
the original
Into it.
trilogy, but I talked to a friend of mine and I was like, yeah, I'm watching the trilogy and I'm going to watch Fury Road. He's like, no, watch Fury Road after
Yeah.
Furiosa.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like,
All right.
okay.
It links right up.
Because he'd already seen it and just warned me.
I'd like to bring up a crouton. A time has
Ooh.
passed crouton.
Let's do it.
Salad crouton.
The guy drops her wig that she has made.
Oh, you mean Rectus and his brother Scrotus?
Rectus and Scrotus. Rectus, I guess that was supposed to be where she escaped rape, but
Yeah, like what? Like he's just in like a doll layer. Like in 2024, we're really just not gonna go there. You know,
No.
we're gonna go.
Which
We're gonna
I
be very
don't like.
gentle.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
good.
Like,
Just a little gentleness. But
that's fine, you
but
know. But it makes for weird scenes
It
where
does.
in the 80s it would be a lot different.
yeah,
like
so
the
he's
killing of his mom, very.
Very, very
yeah,
gentle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but this guy is kind of coming on to her. He puts his hand into her hair, which she's into, and then of course she's made this wig, so she escapes, and he has the wig, and then
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
drops the wig.
The wig shot.
he drops the wig, and then time passes.
It catches on a branch on the side of a
yeah,
cliff.
on the wig.
And then it shoots forward time lapse as the branch grows and the wig kind of just wigs around a little
It
bit.
becomes a nest, I think.
Yeah. And I'm like,
And
oh.
leaves grow.
And she's
I mean,
still not Anya Taylor-Joy after that.
no, she's not.
Oh, she
she's
wasn't.
still
Okay.
a
She's
kid.
still the kid.
Yep.
Okay.
She jumps forward to Anya Taylor-Joy level quickly. It's like somewhere else where it
Yeah,
doesn't
what was
build
that?
up like that.
What was that shot? I forget where she changes.
I don't even
can't remember.
I don't
I can't
even
remember
It
either.
was so long ago. So long in the wasteland.
But that also reminds me when the movie opened, there was like the prologue voiceover.
Yeah.
And Lodge Mistress Millie and I both laughed in unison when the voiceover was like, mankind has gone rogue.
Yeah. Well, they have like a montage of voices, and one of them sounded like Trump.
Yeah.
That's what I was laughing at. It's like, mankind has gone rogue.
Honestly, that
COVID-19.
really took me out of the Mad Max story because it was like very like current kind of,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, and then open on the shot of that like historian guy who looked like
Right.
he was from Harry Potter or
Right.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that's right.
It was like-
I forgot
it was
about that opening
so
shot.
weird.
Yeah.
Like,
The-
It just pulls back and he's like, it's like Aladdin. where
And
he's
then
like,
it-
"Tonight,
then it fades
dark
out."
like tonight.
The prologue, that audio prologue, felt like a studio note of like, we need to let
Make it
people
current?
know. We need to let people know like where they fit in
yeah.
this world. And it's like no,
what
you
happened?
don't. No,
Yeah.
you don't.
We gotta know.
You don't need any of that. Like you could.
This guy just gone rogue.
You could start this movie at
Sorry.
a million different points, probably.
Yeah.
You know?
And you didn't know when it was going to end. Like,
No.
You just, I mean, you finally went the revenge stuff you did, but
Yeah.
you're like, I'm not sure when that's going to come.
I found myself, it's never a good sign, but I found myself starting to scan for watches. I was looking at Lucas's watch from afar and kind of squinting. I couldn't quite see what time it was. But yeah, toward the end, toward the back third, I was just like, what? Like, it just felt like a TV show after a while. Like we were just binging a full limited series.
Yeah, at least 2.5 episodes.
Yeah. But hey, I had a good time.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see what we do with these Furiosa bones.
I can feel the my bones.
Hot take. Woo! Oh, spicy. It's fucking hot in here, guys. We're keeping it quick. Brother Bishki, you are first to bone.
First to bone.
You set the table.
Yeah, Fury Road I do want to watch again because my expectations were so high for that movie.
Yeah.
That I did enjoy it, but I really got to go back and watch it again. Like, especially coming off of this because
I'll watch it with your ass.
Yeah, like, and the aesthetic of it all, even though it's fully realized, like the Burning Man aesthetic isn't my favorite thing just to look at.
Yep.
It's kind of like I said, it was kind of hideous and 3,000 Years of Longing. That's my That's my George Miller film.
Yeah.
But and so I'm putting this one.
Go back and listen to that episode
in terms of I'm putting this one in terms of the Mad Max. I don't know how you say 5 films, but the 5 film group. I put it kind of along with Beyond Thunderdome. And that it's kind of a mess. And
Beyond Thunderdome is tough.
Yeah,
I just rewatched Thunderdome today.
Yeah,
today.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that one I'd probably give 2 bones. I think I'm gonna give this 2 bones.
2?
That's kind of rough.
You're gonna reconsider? You gonna Brother Ben bump it for George Miller? Come on now.
Yeah, I'll bump it up. Bump it up.
Yeah.
It's a Brother Ben bump, y'all.
I'll give it 2.5. We're not going to get many more like this from George.
We're not going to get many more like this from anyone.
And it's a lot of money on the screen. It looks great. I got to give it 2.5.
There you go, Bishki. I bullied you. Brother Ben bullied you.
Did.
All right, strategery here. I think we go to Lodge Mistress.
Here I am. So I will say I always like a film that kind of starts with like this idyllic community, ladies that are mean in business.
Yes,
like in Wonder Woman,
that.
I love like when it's like all those ladies are like just warriors. I mean, that kind of stuff I love.
Hell yeah.
And like when the girl got kidnapped and then the 2 ladies rode out on horseback, like
fucking
just
handling
crazy.
it.
And then they like got on that motorcycle and then the mom came and she was just like, I mean, I was like, I believe that actress I thought was good too. Like I believed
she looked
all
kind of
of
like
that.
Finn Wolfhard.
She did. And I was into it. And the entire film, like I said, like I wasn't that bored ever.
I couldn't read you at all.
You know,
I didn't
like,
know you were taking it very, very stoically.
I very much got bored when it was like we went to the bullet town.
Yeah.
And then that whole sequence and the revenge got real murky there. And I was, it kind of lost me. But like the little girl was also a good actor. And I was like, I mean, this is interesting. And like, I think the acting is good. And I thought that Anna Taylor-Joy also was doing some good acting. So, and I have to say, I was glad that the brutality level was down.
Yeah.
You know, I know that the truth of the matter is it would have been up, but I didn't need to see it and I didn't want to see it. So I actually preferred that it was down. I thought it looked pretty amazing and I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it 3.
3 from the Lodge Mistress. I could sense some love and light.
Yeah.
Oh, the Thunderdome himself. Now, first, what did you glean from that? Like, how does that hold up? Because I haven't seen it in like a decade, but even then I was like, oh.
The Thunderdome sequence holds up.
Right, but after
but that's
the beyond,
that's early
when you
in
go
the movie.
Beyond the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. No, George Miller disowns it himself.
Tina Turner's song is so apt. We don't need another hero. But yeah, so I ran the original trilogy because I had only logged the Road Warrior like in 2018, and I gave it like an insanely high rating, and I was like, whoa, I don't remember liking it that much. I better watch all of them.
You were huffing guzzling.
And out of the original trilogy, the first Mad Max 1980 is my favorite now.
All right.
Which
sure it's not 79.
I dug. And yeah, Beyond Thunderdome was just like, George Miller was still grieving the death of his creative producing partner, Byron Kennedy. who died in a helicopter crash 1 year after Vic Morrow got killed in a helicopter crash on the set of The Twilight Zone, which George Miller directed a segment of. So you got to imagine that George Miller had a phone call or a talk with Byron Kennedy going, hey, this crazy shit just happened on this movie I'm working on today. Isn't that crazy? And then a year later, boom, Byron Kennedy dies in a separate helicopter incident. So that's kind of spooky. So
you're
I think,
not going to get this information from any other podcast.
yeah, that's just what I pieced together doing my online research. But I was very excited to see Furiosa just because it just seemed like an interesting idea.
What are you going to do? Not see it?
Yeah, like on paper, it's like, hell yeah, prequel to Fury Road with Anya Taylor-Joy as a young Imperator Furiosa or whatever her name is. That's awesome. Sign me up. And then when I saw the first trailer, I was kind of like,
I was worried.
It looks a little cartoony. And like, is that Chris Hemsworth with a fake nose? Like the hours? Like, I'm attended to by doctors.
It's a maestro nose.
But yeah, when it started, I guess I was never bored because it is pretty to look at, and Dr. Miller knows how to stage a car chase, and there's enough like set pieces like sprinkled throughout, regardless of like how connective the plot tissue is
and
for
how long it fucking
the story structure. But at the same time, it kind of felt like a little lifeless. Yeah, because the urgency of the vengeance wasn't that like imperative or what have you. So yeah, like if you could just like tune out all the dialogue and just have it be like a rock opera.
Yes.
You know? Like
there we go.
Sign me up for that, because I know that's what their original. Yeah, what Bishke was saying is like Dr. Miller's, making silent action films, that are visual. It's all visual. Like you don't need dialogue. But then again, like maybe you do, just to give us some more hook to hang
this rock opera
to hang our hat on. Yeah, that was my big criticism with the original trilogy, was that the Brian May, not from The Who, but like another Brian May.
You mean Queen?
Yeah, Queen, sorry, like did the score, and it fucking sucks. The score out of all three of them suck, although they get progressively better. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. I'm all over the place because
the movie.
I'm not focused here. Oh, so Bones. Oh gosh, this is tough. This is a tough one.
Remember, it might be his last.
Gosh,
and it might be the end of theaters. As we know them.
The last film you watch in
might
theaters.
be the final film.
Yeah, I don't want to be too harsh and like give it one bone, because that feels like a dick move, because it's an interesting bit of IP spinoff, I guess.
Be a dick.
So I'll begrudgingly give it like 2 bones, I guess.
There we go.
I really didn't know, honestly. Like walking out of there, I was like, what am I gonna do here?
Yeah.
But I think 2, I guess.
We drug 2 bones out of you.
Yeah, 2 rickety bones.
Utah, give me 2.
Yeah, I just feel like you get Charlize to play the second half.
She's not coming back, bro. She's gone, man.
If you're doing it on the volume or wherever they shot this.
She's fucking done, man. She's so done with it. Okay. So we got some bullied bone counts coming through. Lodge Mistress Furiosa needed no bullying for her love and light. I'm gonna bully myself. I think the movie is like, I don't want to watch it again. That's a problem. Mm-hmm. Like Fury Road I want to check in with every couple years. This one I don't think it's gonna be like that. I just may as well watch Fury Road. Like there's nothing above and beyond that will bring me back to it. That said, it was a fun experience. It's a little long in the tooth, but it's just like binging a series, and it's a series that looks good, and it's, it's entertaining enough. I think it's a 2.5 bone movie, but I'm a Brother Ben Wasteland bump this shit up to 3.
It's a Brother Ben bump, y'all.
Because God bless George Miller. He's given us so much.
Yeah.
He's given us so much.
And those flying motorcycle men were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to point out from my trilogy rewatch is that George Miller came up with the original big baddie with a hockey mask, like a full 2 years before Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D.
Yeah.
So the producers of that clearly saw the Road Warrior and were like, we're taking
That's
that shit.
looking cool.
Yeah.
Well, brother Justin saw this before we did, along with the rest of the world. We're seeing it a little late. But he texted me his review, and he's like, don't look at this until after you've seen it. He texted me in invisible ink. So what do we think that Justin gave this?
He gave it 4 bones.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say 3.5.
It's going to be high. It's going to be high.
I'm saying 3.5 as well.
Justin's very love and light. I'm going to say 3.5 sounds perfect.
You going to read it?
I'm going to read it out loud. I haven't read it yet. Here it is. As art, magnificent. As a movie, oddly lousy. And no bones given. Ouch.
No bones given.
Let me text him real quick. I'll get his bones.
But he's just a raggedy man.
I'll get his bones.
That's the best part of Beyond Thunderdome is when Tina Turner just sees Mel Gibson. She goes, but he's just a raggedy man. And then at the end of the movie, she could kill him and she just looks down at him and goes, ain't we a pair, raggedy man?
Oh, man.
Tina's acting wasn't great, right?
She was kind of on cocaine because she had that cocaine like talk, like jaw, like where she would just be like, but he's just a raggedy man.
But I will say that song, We Don't Need Another Hero, is maybe my
all
favorite.
time.
Maybe my favorite Tina Turner song.
Yes. And I will say, I remember when I saw that, I was like, I just thought she was amazing in that for whatever reason. Like,
yeah,
the outfit.
The costume is so cool.
She blew me away.
The writers of Hook basically stole the Beyond Thunderdome. Rufio and the Lost Boys fighting with Mel Gibson, Peter Pan. Like, it's straight up like verbatim carbon copy.
Speaking of Mel, we're still waiting on Justin.
We're still waiting on Justin.
Okay.
Keep vamping.
I could have used Mel cameo in either.
Oh, sorry. Justin wrote back.
Okay.
2.5.
Whoa. Really?
Thank you, Justin.
Wow.
Wow, we didn't see that coming.
Goes to show.
It just goes to show something's a little wonky with it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you don't go to the theater. Go to the theater.
No, I mean, I think it's worth seeing. I think it's worth seeing.
Let's do one more
round
with Mad Mel in like the year 2050 or something.
It's not
like
gonna happen, Bishki. Your Mel.
Do you know there was a Mad Max Fury Road version in 2001 with Mel Gibson and Sigourney Weaver, and they were like 3 months out from first day of principal, and they had all the cars shipped to like Namibia or wherever the hell they were going to shoot it, and then 9/11 happened, and that was the end of it.
Really?
And then they tried again in 2010.
Sigourney would be amazing in this
and like
universe.
2010, they like it got too expensive, or like they couldn't do it in 2010.
Wow.
And then finally, like.
All right, this hot take's cooling off. Well, let's talk about Mad Max for a few more hours off the air. But for y'all, that's it. That's Furiosa. Thank you, Lodge Mistress, for joining us on this fucking journey. Love that you love and lighted it with no Brother Ben bumps needed. That's pure cinema right there. That's pure love.
Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom, y'all. Love and light. When I was a gill, I came to this place for magic.